Shalom from Israel. I'm Avi Melamed, founder of Inside the Middle East ITME Institute. The war in Gaza Strip continues, and unfortunately at this point there is no positive signal for a breakthrough in the horizon. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu made a statement last night saying that he ordered the Israeli negotiation team to move forward to have one conclusive deal that will bring back all the hostages and will end the war. Some, of course, view it as a very dramatic statement, even a shift in Netanyahu's position. However, others argue that this is merely a political statement that mostly aims to meet the political needs and constraints of Netanyahu and his government. One way or another, the war is continuing. Israeli Defense Forces reportedly is moving on with its preparation to move and to take over the city of Gaza Strip, the major urban area in Gaza Strip. Obviously, we are not looking at something that is supposed to take place overnight. We are looking at something that is, according to the reports, going to be gradual. It seems like that this is part of an attempt to put an additional pressure on Hamas to move forward towards conclusive deal that will end the war in return for releasing all the Israeli hostages. Unfortunately, it seems like this is not Hamas' priorities at this moment, in spite of an increasing pressure from within the Palestinian society as well from the Arab world, putting pressure on Hamas, demanding Hamas to move forward, to conclude the deal, to end the situation in Gaza Strip, and to disarm itself. Hamas, in the bottom line, is refusing to do that, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's going to be changed in the foreseeable future. The meaning of that, unfortunately, immediately, is the continuation of the suffering of people in Gaza Strip and the continuation of suffering of Israelis. Israelis that are, of course, hostages in Gaza Strip, their families in Israel, and also the growing inner Israeli debate when Israeli public opinion is basically torn apart regarding the question of whether Israel should sign a conclusive deal to bring back all the hostages in return for complying with Hamas demands, or whether Israel will continue the war until, as the Israeli government said, Hamas is going to be crushed. One way or another, we are looking at an impasse, unfortunately, and in that impasse, you can find a lot of misinformation, disinformation from both sides, partial information. My advice to you at this point, when we are in this very specific impasse in Gaza Strip, is to try as much as possible to look at the events from a critical perspective, try to accumulate as much as possible information from different sources. I have been talking recently with a lot of people from the States who express confusion regarding what's going on in Gaza Strip against the background of reports of allegedly starvation or deliberate starvation or genocide and all other things that have been mentioned in that regard. Once again, my recommendation and strong suggestion to you all is to be enormously careful with the information coming in because there is a lot of disinformation, misinformation, and there is a lot of fog, roughly speaking, that is scattered or spread deliberately, I would say, by both sides, namely the Israeli government on the one hand and Hamas on the other hand. I'm Avi Melamed. Thank you for watching.